Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. I normally take apart EDH decks and break them down and show the logic behind it, but today we're going to do something a little different. This is all about supplies and how to... I have a bad habit of triple sleeving cards, especially the cards that are worth something. And here's what I'm talking about. Here we have a standard Magic card. We have the character guard sleeve. These are, as far as I know, these are only available through KMC. You can get the little different, the designs around there, even some that are clear, and they protect your actual sleeves. Some of these sleeves are hard to get. Some of the older ones, I know when I built my Achroma EDH deck, I wanted to have the Achroma Pacifism one. And some of these Magic backs, you don't find it everywhere. We spend lots of good money on sleeves. And the character guards is just another way to protect them. Now, in most of my normal EDH decks, most of them I don't triple sleeve. I will double sleeve the entire deck, and then the general will get the character guard, just because I don't like to spend a lot of time, because I will shuffle that general into the deck at the end of the game. I'll forget every time. But anyway, we've got the character guard. We have your deck protector. Now, a lot of different companies make these. I think the big three are, of course, KMC, Ultra Pro, Dragon Shield. I know Legion makes some. They make a lot of specialty ones. You're going to hear a lot of different opinions on what's best and durability, but what's important is if your sleeve meets your needs. If you are a casual EDH player, or you're like me and you have just a ton of decks and you want to protect them, but your deck doesn't see a whole lot of play, then maybe you can get a more niche sleeve and focus on something besides durability. If you're a standard player and you play in a lot of standard tournaments where you're heavy shuffling, 5, 6, 7 rounds every single F&M, yes, you're going to need something a little more durable. But Ultra Pro has got just a crazy amount of different... I used this sleeve exclusively for a long, long time. I had every deck I had in it, but there's a whole bunch of possible decks and sleeves that you can use. Now we get to the perfect fit. This is going to be the first time I have actually touched this card since I owned it. Because one thing that I do, and I strongly believe in what I call the perfect fit. The KMC calls them perfect fit. Ultra Pro calls it the Pro Fit. I strongly believe in these because this is the raw Magic card. And this is the perfect fit. As I said, this is the first time I'm kind of at a loss right now because I'm actually touching this card. But the perfect fit is meant to, or what I do with them is I put the card in the perfect fit. That perfect fit belongs to that card forever. I will never touch that card again. It keeps a lot of things like your edge wearing. You're still going to get a little bit of damage from, shuffling, depending on how hardcore you shuffle, but just to protect the surface of the card, there's nothing any better anywhere than a perfect fit or pro fit, whatever you. And they are actually made snug so that they will fit inside of the deck protector. Another thing that I have noticed is perfect fits combat the foil curve. You know what I'm talking about. Here, we'll get a From the Vault card. From the Vault. This is a From the Vault Sharoon, and we all know how bad that the From the Vault cards curve. This Sharoon has been in a perfect fit since I pulled it out of the From the Vault package. and there's almost no curve. I'm telling you, I can't preach enough about the inner sleeves. I guess that's what I need to call it. Because some people say that the perfect fits are better or the pro fits are better. It's the important thing is do it. Inner sleeves save cards, save value, and we spend a lot of money on this game. Speaking of which, I'm going to put this. Another thing that I do, I know a lot of people do, is how you sleeve it. The inner sleeve goes in upside down. Then it goes into the deck protector right side up, just like you would read it or play with it. And then the outer shield goes into it also upside down. So now you've got a good shuffleable. It's going to hand up to some shuffling. It's going to, especially, I think I only have 9 or 10 decks that are actually, the whole deck is triple sleeved, and it's because, well, I play with cards like this. But I think I was at a Legacy tournament a couple weeks ago, and the head judge said something absolutely amazing. Because we don't want the Liliana of the Veils to become Spiliana of the Veils. Kind of corny, I know, but it's perfect. It's a perfect quote for here. I've got 3 boys who play Magic. They've grown up their whole lives around Magic, and one of the things that we do in the house, it's how I've taught them, there's no drinks on a table of any kind, but when you go to your LGS, that's not always the case. I've seen many, many cards ruined by a spilt drink, not even from your opponent, you're just people walking by, or, and this, while it may not be waterproof, you've got 3 layers, you have plenty of protection to get it out in time, to get it out of that pool of Mountain Dew, and to get it off before it actually gets to the card. I love it. Sleeves, but as I said, there are different sleeves for different purposes. What's your usage? How much are you going to shuffle? What are you shuffling? Are you shuffling all commons? Are you shuffling, legacy lands? Who knows? The next thing I want to talk about is deck boxes. Deck boxes, of course, we all know I like that art. This is a standard 60 card double sleeve deck. It's just something I've been playing with. I like these metal deck boxes. It gets kind of tight if you double sleeve with a 60 card deck and a sideboard. There are a bunch of other versions, the little plastic versions that you can get, even some licensed ones by Wizards. Oh, by the way, Wizards of the Coast, if you're watching this, Rise of Eldrazi, you gave these away. These are remarkable. It's got the image on the front, and it's even like a watermark of the image on the back. It was part of the Here I Rule campaign that you did. This was amazing. Players love this. You did this one time and one time only. It's the perfect size to fit an EDH deck, and it's wide enough for sleeve cards. Wow, this was amazing. Bring this back. You can tell this is pretty old. It's gotten some use. This was 2009, so this is 7 years ago. Please do this again. We love this. This is a lot better than the build it yourself Thopter tokens that you make or what have you. I prefer this over playmats even. This is amazing. Bring this back, Wizards. Thank you. But this box here, you can find at your local LGS or your big box. This is about my favorite box for EDH. It does fit 100 cards in there comfortably. I flip the general upside down, like here. My Mogus deck is all in there straight up, and then I've got the general on top. We'll get to Mogus later, but I love these. They're fairly cheap but fairly durable. You can find them at your big box store, but I encourage you to go to your LGS. It's a pretty basic item. Everybody's got it. The playmats. Playmats is another thing. Here, this is probably one of my favorites. It is it's actually not even a Magic playmat. A million different places make playmats. This is from the Star Trek deck building game that you're supposed to play the whole game on it. That's why it's so large. But I tend to have a lot of permits on the field. But there's a whole bunch. The reason why we use playmats, a lot of people use them for a status symbol, because I remember when I started playing, they didn't really exist. I think Dragon Mat or something like that had the first playmat, and it was oh my gosh, he's got a playmat. Is he a good player? What? But nowadays, everybody's got one. A lot of the bigger places online have these invitationals and whatever, and they give them out as prizes. Wizards has given some out at prizes at game day in the past. It's kind of on again, off again thing. The purpose of it, though, see, these playmats it's like a giant mouse pad. But the purpose of them is, here again, we spend good money on sleeves. So if we don't triple sleeve, just the sheer fact of playing your land and tapping it and shuffling and putting your deck face down. How many times a game do you shuffle? How many times a round do you shuffle? You're at least going to do 2 or 3 times for 2 or 3 different games. It does have some wear on your cards if you're playing on a plain table, wood, plastic table. But your table mat here is a lot softer. It will save your sleeves. Ultimately, that's the reason why. But there's a lot of places, even online. Check out your local t-shirt shop to see because a lot of them, I've had several of them custom made. They're beautiful. Next thing I want to get into is life counters. Now, the favorite of life counters that a lot of people use is just good old-fashioned dice. Now, while this is good for a casual environment, of course, Wizards, they can't stop making the D20 spin down. I mean, it seems like every supplemental product they do, they've got a different color spin down, and even the pre-release packs now and fat bundle packs. But I don't recommend dice for the serious player. Having a group of buddies over to me and my boys at the kitchen table playing EDH, that's fine. But I tend to use one of these. This is as old as the hills. I think it was made in '96. You had to rip a page out of the Duelist magazine and send it in. But I recommend pencil and paper. It is all about keeping track. If dice is your thing, you can get dice sets. I got this one from Gen Con several years ago. But if dice is your thing, hey, that's fine. But if you are in a serious tournament and a judge or an opponent who calls you over and I don't know what life I'm at, you have to have a way to track. I went to case in point. I just played in this standard showdown the other night. It was the first one. Wizards is trying to get us all to play standard, which is cool. I don't need a reason to play Magic. I just love to play it. But I can't tell you how any game went. I know I placed 4th, but I didn't. I was playing kind of a weird homebrew deck, but I can't really tell you much about it because I didn't keep notes. This is 4 rounds. I think I went 4 rounds in an event because I wrote it down. Apparently, it's round 1. I played a guy it was Adam. He was playing a green-black, what I called a mythic deck. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about in standard. Round 2, red-white weenie Thopter. So we know what that was about. And then a red-black graveyard recursion deck. Blue-white flash, imagine that, played in that standard. But anyway, like I said, I know these things because I kept notes. I kept the life totals. I kept it written down. Keep track of mine and your opponent's life and your own life. This is a very, very important thing to get in the habit to, especially if you want to climb up to start playing professionally. It's all about the developing habits. Oh, almost missed my favorite deck box. Let's go back to the deck boxes for a minute. These things are absolutely beautiful. That is a triple sleeved EDH deck. Every one of them is triple sleeved. I love these. These boxes are from Deck Protection. I got this at my local LGS. The name's Gamers Hall here in Jackson, Tennessee. But I love these. They're leather. It's got the little magnetic closure. Kind of remembers the old, the ones that came out first. They were all proud of the magnet stuff. But it's got a spot for, obviously this is Shroom, and of course these are the tokens that it's got room for that. Some people put their dice in there. These are beautiful deck boxes. They're durable. Had these for a while. And the selection of colors is actually pretty impressive. I think I paid around $15 for these. I think it's a deal. Now Dex makes a amazing amount of different varieties. I know up at the hall they've got 5 or 6 different ones to hold 60. They even make some bigger ones that'll hold the oversized commander cards. I think this is the company we've been waiting on for deck boxes. I know I've said quite a bit. LGS, here. Let me talk to you for a minute. I want to look at you. Used a lot of things. LGS, what I'm talking about is your local game store. Now, there's many places you can buy from. You can buy from Amazon, or we'll just say the internet. You've got eBay, Amazon, some of the bigger places. I won't mention any. And then you've got big box stores. You know what I'm talking about. They're Walmarts and Targets and things of that nature. And you go down there, there's little shelves by the register, and they've got a smattering of Magic. They probably have some Commander, a little bit of sleeves, some overpriced single packs. I think right now Walmart's got $4.18 a pack on Magic, which is insane. But your local game store. Support your local game store. These are the people who are making this game happen. They have taken the risk to bring something to the community. Walmart's not doing that. Amazon's not doing that. It's your local game store. Your brick and mortar game shop. Your game store owner, more than likely, they don't have a real big crew to help them. More than likely they are there more than they're not. They are sacrificing quite a bit. I've run game stores. I've owned game stores. Let me tell you this. Nobody's getting rich owning and running a game store. This is a labor of love. And it is up to us, the community, to support that. Wizards does what they can to support it. Now, there are some products like the Master Series, Modern Masters, Eternal Masters, things like that, the From the Vault series, that they don't offer to anybody but LGSs. The entire tournament structure is run by LGSs. The judge program, love the judges. It's another labor of love. Most of them have a home store, and I'm telling you, you can get deals. You can look around on eBay. Yes, it's a worldwide market. You can find just about anything you want, but always check with your LGS first. Always check with them. They are the ones they're the front runners of our game. We could not exist if it was not for your local game store. I love all y'all. Thank you for shopping. We're getting ready for Christmas. I know what I've got on my list. Obviously sleeves and deck boxes, just like always. But I know this has been kind of different. Anything you're looking for, any kind of content, I've got some other random ideas rolling around. We got some decks I guess I've shown the Shroom deck and the Mogus deck. Now I've got to do them. I got to break them down. Mogus is fun. It's kind of different. It's not exactly what you think. But I guess we'll see y'all next time. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching.